Good morning. Rant one here. I find it very difficult to get my words out about this. Like I'm being stopped. I can't talk like Moses. I cannot talk. I don't have a speech. For some goddamn reason. I must be off, right? No, I can't be off. There is patterns in the Bible, of course. There's patterns in your Tanakh. My job is to tell you what these patterns are and what the Most High is thinking. Yes, he has a pattern. If the Most High existed as a fucking physical being, period, and had a family, he has his ways. And he already told you that he's jealous. Well, I seem to know, not to think, I know he has a problem. He has a problem with firstborns. He has a problem with those that are first heirs, so to speak. Excuse me for that. So here's the pattern. The Most High hates firstborns. He made Cain to a wanderer. Ishmael is excluded from Abrahamic covenant. Esau is excluded from Abrahamic covenant. Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh, all firstborns, bounce and go to the west of the Jordan River. The tribe of Dan, we all know who the tribe of Dan is, born to Beah, and they leave Israel. Genesis 30, verse 5. Jacob's first daughter, Dinah, gets raped by Shechem, right? Genesis 34. Joseph gets sold out by his brothers, and his master's wife lied on him. Judah's firstborn, has a violation in Genesis chapter 38, verse 7 with Tamar. He did not want to have sex with her because she's from another tribe. He was actually trying to do his job and not procreate with women that's not Israel. And the Most High had a problem with that. Ammon, King David firstborn, with Anaham, gets killed for raping Tamar, another Tamar, in 2 Samuel chapter 13. King David firstborn with Bessemah died. Samuel chapter 12, verse 23. Samson was Mona's firstborn to Helapanan. First mentioned in 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 3. Samson had a sister afterwards. He was the firstborn. The daughter name was Nisan. Miriam, Moses' sister, gets blemished for laughing at his Egyptian black-ass wife. The point of bringing this out is to tell you that there's patterns, and you don't care, and you don't give a damn. This is my job to tell you that something is wrong. If the Most High ever existed as a physical being, he has a problem with older siblings. It's very fucking obvious. And I gave you the chapters. What does it mean? It means that this book is not telling you the absolute truth. And it's going to take a real niggabrew to do research and find that out. Judah's wife got a wife for his firstborn. Her name was Tamar, but Er's firstborn was displeasing to the Lord, and the Lord took his life. Every person that was firstborn, you're going to argue about they did something wrong to the Most High, and that's why they got fucked with. So every firstborn in the Old Testament got fucked with, and you're going to justify it by they didn't follow the rules. Well, if you actually look into it, they did follow the rules, and they said something. And each person that said something got fucked with. You can go to Moses' sister, and she says something about the black-ass Egyptian. Numbers 12 narrates Aaron and Miriam both objecting to the marriage of Moses to a Cushite woman, to which God responds in appearing in a pillar of a cloud and expressing support for Moses. Afterwards, only Miriam got struck with tazat, and that's the goddamn leprosy. And Aaron asks Moses to intercede for her, and Moses asks God to heal her, and she recovers within 7 days. Aaron also got fucked with. Aaron is Moses' older brother, and he gets fucked with all the time. Our knowledge of Aaron along with brother Moses comes exclusively from religious texts such as the Bible and Quran. There is no independent cooperation for their lives, and some scholars have regarded there as mythological constructs rather than historical figures. It's these people, what they do is take stories to justify their bullshit. That's what they do. And you have to see it that way. According to the book of Exodus, Aaron first functioned as Moses' assistant because Moses complained that he could not speak well, and God appointed Aaron as Moses' prophet. In the command of Moses, he let the rod turn into a snake and stretch out his rod and bring on the first 3 plagues. And then Moses tended to act and speak for himself. During the journey in the wilderness, Aaron was not always prominent or active. At the battle with Amalek, he was chosen with to support the hand of Moses and held the rod of God. And when revelation was given Moses at Mount Sinai, he headed for the elders of Israel who accompanied Moses on the way to summit. While Joshua went in Moses to the top, however, Aaron and Hur remained below to look after the people. From here on, in Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers, Joshua appears in the role of Moses' assistant, while Aaron functions as the first high priest. Leadership conflicts. They tell you rarely what it is, and you can go in it for yourself. Aaron did a lot of things he didn't get any fucking respect for. Aaron played a leading role in several stories conflicting over leadership during Israel's wilderness. During the prolonged absence of Moses on Sinai, the people provoked Aaron to make a golden calf as a visible image of the divinity who he had delivered from Egypt. In the incident, nearly God to destroy the Israelites for their unfaithfulness to the covenant. Moses successfully intervened but led the royal Levites in executing many of the culprits of plagues afflicted those who was left. Aaron, however, escaped punishment for his role in the affair because intercession of Moses according to Deuteronomy. Later retelling of this story always excuse Aaron out of this role. For example, rabbinic sources in the Quran, Aaron was not the idol maker. Upon Moses' return, he pardoned because he felt mortally threatened by the Israelites. Now, you're going to say, well, Aaron did wrong. Yeah, he did wrong. He went and worshipped other people that existed. That's what you don't understand. He worshipped other people that existed, and of course, God is jealous. He's a jealous God. What is he jealous of? What is he jealous of? You say he made a golden calf and nothing exists like that. Something must exist like that in order for the Most High to be jealous. You cannot just create something out your ass. But they did with Christ. During those times, they did create something because they saw something. And you're never going to understand that. They didn't just worship anything to worship anything. They saw it and they started worshiping. Other people were playing God. Do you understand that? Other people were playing God. That's why. I wouldn't get that mad if I was God and I know that there's no other people. Other people had powers too. And most niggabrews won't understand that. You can go on and on and on and on. Why did Reuben, Gad, and half of tribe Manasseh want to live on the east of Jordan? Why? The Israelites were poised to enter Canaan before they crossed the Jordan River and moved west. God spoke to Joshua some words of encouragement, including a promise of even more land later. Joshua chapter 1, verse 4. For the time being, though the land was not inherited, would be the west of Jordan. Yet, even before the Israelites entered the promised land, the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and half tribe Manasseh had already taken out their claim. They choose to settle in the east of Jordan. The Numbers 32 and 1 reveals that one reason why the tribes wanted to land east of Jordan. The Reubenites and the Gadites, who had a very large herd of flocks, saw that the land of Jazer and Gilead was suitable for their livestock. The land of East Jordan was seen as a prime area for raising livestock. At first, Moses opposed the idea of some tribes staying in the east of Jordan. He thought that these tribes were attempting to avoid helping the fellow Israelites in the military campaign subdued and settled Canaan. However, the tribes responded with a pledge to help. Would you like to build pens for our livestock and cities of our women, children? But we will arm ourselves for battle and go ahead of the Israelites until we have brought them to their place. The tribes kept their promise and helped their brothers in the conquest of Canaan. Upon receiving the tribes' pledge, Moses accepted their request to settle in the land of East Jordan. Numbers 32 concludes that the description of land meted out. Moses gave the Gadites and Reubenites and the half-tribe Manasseh, son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, while the whole land of cities and territories around them. Sihon and Og was kingdoms of East Jordan. They'd been defeated earlier, and their land was assigned to the 2.5 tribes. In his final blessing to the tribes of Israel, Moses gave the blessing to Gad and one of the tribes that settles the east of Jordan. They chose the best land for himself and lead his portion with him, while the heads of the people assembled and carried the Lord's righteous wills, the judgments concerning Israel. These people decided to take it upon themselves to go somewhere else. And somebody had a problem with that because they separated themselves. It says here for land. And it's probably for other reasons. Moses' blessings also included positive words concerning Joseph's father and Ephraim and Manasseh. The words applied to lands where both tribes of these brothers were settled, including the land of East in Deuteronomy 33, verses 13 through 16. The strategic reason for Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe Manasseh to request the land of East Jordan and the Lord's blessing them in their inheritance, thus God blessing extending above the Jordan River. They wanted to do shit for themselves. And the Most High saw that and said, okay. These people separated themselves. They went off. Israel went off and worshiped other people. We know this as niggabrews. They went off and they worshiped other things because they saw other things. They didn't make up nothing. They didn't make up a Christ yet. They didn't make it up. They saw something and they said, and they looked and he said, well, that nigga's nice too. That's what they said. They saw other beings doing what the Most High God claims to be doing. The story of Jacob and Esau. Now you niggas believe that Esau's very bad and he didn't care about nothing. He didn't care about a damn thing. And if you do your research, the reason why he came back to the fucking tent and said, I don't care about shit, is because he took out Nimrod. And Nimrod was supposedly the Most High's enemy. And in their it's in the other books. I forget if it's the Book of Jubilees or the other ones you're not supposed to read. It is right there. He takes out two of Nimrod's friends, and he takes out Nimrod in 5 minutes. It was a 5-minute heavy battle, and he took out Nimrod. And he comes back to the tent. And says, I don't care, because he took out Nimrod. And in your book, they will describe Esau as an animal and don't care about things. And you're going to believe it. And he takes the soup of fucking beans. Yeah, it was undercooked beans. What's the word called? Lentil? Beans. Nothing was steak, it was beans. And he didn't care. And yes, yes, you're going to say, well, the Most High tricked him. Well, the Most High didn't trick nobody. If you remember, he tells Jacob's mother, make sure that your secondborn gets the fucking blessings. Make sure your firstborn gets it. He threatened that woman to make sure she gets it. So the tricking was within the Most High. He told that woman, you can go back for yourself. You can go back for yourself. Even before they was born, they were struggling in the womb with their mother. In the prenatal, starving foreshadowed later conflicts. He told that woman to make sure that your secondborn gets the blessing. The Most High does not like firstborns because he had a life before. You can use your imagination, nigga, bro. Of course he had a regular life before he turned God, right? And for some reason, he does not like firstborns. So every person that I bring up, you will justify and say, well, they did wrong and they didn't want, and the Most High, that's why the Most High did it to them. Well, go ahead. There's 12 niggas, including Joseph. We all know the story of Joseph. The brothers hated on him. But when Reuben heard the scheme, he came to Joseph. Let's not kill him, he said. We should not shed any blood. Let's just fucking sell him. They traded him. When Joseph arrived, his brothers ripped off the beautiful robe he was wearing, and they grabbed him and threw him in the cistern. Now the cistern was empty, and there was no water in it, and just as they were sitting down to eat, they looked up and saw a caravan of camels, and they sold it to fucking Ishmaelites. They hated him so much for having dreams and being nice, like he hated on his brothers. Like, whatever I do, y'all is a part of it, and they hated him. And he went to Egypt, blah, blah, blah. And he saw that was nice, said, I forgive you. That's on him. Every firstborn of this book gets fucked with. There's a pattern. If you don't realize there's a pattern, then what the fuck are you? You can ignore shit like a Christian if you want to. You're being dumb. You're ignoring shit. I thought we were supposed to study to show ourselves approved. There is a pattern. I have 12, magic number, 12 niggas in the Old Testament that got fucked with for being the firstborn. If you want to count sisters, then fine, that's 14. And you're going to sit there and not read my videos and not take heed to what the fuck I'm saying. The Most High had a life, and he don't like elders, siblings. Do you understand? Rant one out.